Welcome to the Ultimate Hour of Motivation. This is a moment to pause, refocus, and reignite that spark within you. Over the next hour, I'll share some simple but effective insights and strategies that have helped me stay on track and make progress. And I hope they'll do the same for you. Whether you're looking for a small step forward, a fresh start, or just a bit of encouragement, this is a space for motivation and growth. We're all on this journey together, and it's about making steady progress towards your goals, no matter where you're starting from. Let's begin. Stay focused, stay committed, and let's work on those goals together.
The power of setting goals. Have you ever had a big dream that seemed too hard to reach? That's how I felt when I first thought about owning rental properties. It seemed impossible at first, but I learned that setting goals can turn big dreams into reality. Let me show you how setting goals gave me a clear path to success, and how they can do the same for you, no matter what your goals are. When I decided to start a rental business, my first goal was simple: buy one property for a certain price, in a certain area. This clear objective gave me the focus I needed to move forward. It wasn't always easy, and there were times when I wasn't sure if I could do it. But by setting goals, staying focused, and being responsible, I achieved more than I ever thought I could. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about how important it is to start with the end in mind. I did that by imagining owning more properties and then setting goals to make it happen. My goals gave me the focus I needed to turn my dream into a real business. With motivation and persistence, we can keep the dream alive. Yes, we can. After I bought my first rental property, I didn't stop. It gave me the confidence to continue. But the road wasn't always smooth. There were times when the market wasn't favorable, property deals fell through, or securing the necessary funds was challenging. But I kept going because I had a clear goal. Each time I hit a bump in the road, I reminded myself of why I started. I mean, what would life be without that bumpy road that seems to find us just when we do not need it? My goals gave me that purpose. Each goal I set kept me motivated and helped me turn challenges into lessons. I tracked my growth by measuring my progress. One of the best things about setting goals is being able to see how far you've come. After I bought my first property, I set new goals: to buy a second property by a specific time. I kept track of everything: how much I saved, how much I earned, to make sure I was moving in the right direction. Each time I reached a goal, it felt like a win, and those wins added up. Before I knew it, I was on the road to a second property, something I once thought was impossible. Taking charge of the journey means being responsible and setting goals along the way. Even if you get help from others, you still need clear, specific goals. That means making smart choices with my money, time, resources, staying disciplined and focused, and not giving up when things got tough. Just a quick message. Billy, yes, the dog, would like you to please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up, Billy. Thanks you. Let's continue. For me, sticking to my goals was what helped me grow my business. I knew that if I kept working toward my goals, I would succeed. And I did. Taking responsibility for my goals made my success even more meaningful. My rental business isn't just about making money. It's about creating a better future. Knowing that I'm building something meaningful keeps me motivated to keep setting new goals. My goals aren't just about buying properties, but making a solid business that I can be proud of. Looking back, I can see that setting clear, simple goals was the key to turning my rental business dream into reality. Sometimes we just want things to happen, but this cannot always be the case. It takes time and a long-term view. Reaching our goals quickly and with little work seems wonderful, but this is rarely the case. We have to work for it, dear friends. It wasn't always easy, and there were times when I wasn't sure if I could do it. But by setting goals, staying focused, and being responsible, I achieved more than I ever thought I could. So if you have a dream, whether it's starting a business, completing a course, making it on YouTube, buying your first home, or saving more money, don't just let it stay a dream. Set small goals, make a plan, and start working toward them. You will be surprised at how far you can go. And one day you might look back just like I did, and realize that what once seemed impossible is now your reality. Ever set a goal and then feel like you're just wandering around, unsure if you're actually getting anywhere? We've all been there. Whether it's saving up for something special or trying to lose weight, it's easy to lose track of where you are and where you're headed. Here's the thing. If you're not measuring your progress, how do you know if you're making any? You might start strong, but after a couple of weeks, you're left wondering if you're on the right path. That's because you didn't take the time to track what you've done. When I say measure, I mean writing things down, keeping records, and checking in regularly. It's like having a roadmap. For your goal, it shows you how far you've come and how much further you need to go. And trust me, this is crucial. If your goal is to lose weight, and 6 months later you're still just pushing along without seeing real progress, it's probably because you haven't been tracking where you started and how far you've come. And let's be honest, you probably haven't celebrated your wins along the way either. If you don't have checkpoints, how can you know if you're on the right track? Setting SMART goals is great, but it's equally important to break those goals down into parts you can actually measure and understand. I'll admit, I'm often pretty rubbish at keeping track. Just a quick message, please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Let's continue. Sometimes I can't even find where I put the information. That's why it's important to keep your progress somewhere you'll actually look at. Whether it's a notebook, an app like MyFitnessPal, or even a sticky note on your fridge. For my weight management, I write down my measurements and weight in a journal that I keep in the bottom drawer of my desk. But you could also use a fitness app to log your meals, track your exercise, and see your progress over time. The point is, by doing this, I can see exactly where I am and what I need to do next. This isn't just about weight loss. It applies to any goal you're chasing. If you measure your progress, you'll always know where you're headed. So go ahead, set those goals, break them down, and start tracking. You'll be amazed at how much easier it is to reach the finish line when you know exactly how far you've come. Measurement starts here. When you set a goal, make sure it's something you can count. Numbers are your best friends. They give you a clear target and a way to measure your progress. Example 1. Instead of saying, I want to save money, be specific. I want to save $10,000 for a down payment on a house within 2 years. Now you've got a number to measure against each month. Example 2. If your goal is to lose weight, don't just say, I want to lose weight. Be precise. I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months. That measurable goal means losing about 3-4 pounds a month. Step 2. Track your progress like a pro. Measurement isn't a one-time thing, it's ongoing. Once you've set your measurable goal, the next step is to track your progress regularly. This is where you really see the impact of measuring your efforts. Example. For saving money, log your savings each month in a spreadsheet or use an app. Watching the numbers add up is a clear measure of your progress. Example. For losing weight, weigh yourself weekly and record it. You can use a journal, an app like a fitness app, or even a chart on your fridge. Measuring your weight loss weekly keeps you focused and motivated. Break it down step by step. Measurement becomes easier when you break big goals into smaller, measurable steps. These smaller steps give you clear checkpoints to measure along the way. For example, saving $10,000 in 2 years. Break it down to $417 a month. This gives you a clear, measurable monthly goal. For losing weight, set measurable daily actions. 30 minutes of exercise, cutting out sugary drinks, adding more veggies. Each action is a step you can measure and track daily. Step 4. Regular check-ins. Measuring your progress doesn't stop with setting goals. It's about checking in regularly. Are you on track? Measuring your progress at regular intervals helps you make adjustments if needed. If you're saving for a house, check in monthly to measure your savings against your $417 goal. 3. If you're off track, measuring this helps you know when to adjust your budget or find additional income. If you're not losing weight as quickly as you'd like, measuring your progress weekly helps you know when to tweak your routine or eating habits. Make sure to celebrate your wins. Celebrate your wins by treating yourself, sharing with others, or planning something special, as recognizing progress keeps you motivated and reinforces positive habits. Measurement also shows you when you've reached milestones, which is key for motivation. When you hit a milestone, take the time to measure your success and celebrate it. You've saved $5,000, halfway to your down payment goal. Measuring this progress means it's time to celebrate with a small reward like a nice dinner or a day trip. You've lost 10 pounds, halfway to your weight loss goal. Seeing that measurement on the scale means you deserve a treat, like a new outfit or a relaxing day off. Measurement is the backbone of achieving any goal. By setting measurable targets, tracking your progress, breaking things down into measurable steps, regularly checking in and celebrating your successes, you ensure that you're always moving forward. Whether it's buying a house, losing weight, or saving for something special, measurement is what makes your goals real and achievable. So go ahead, set those measurable goals and start tracking. You've got this. Here is a summary of this video so you can keep up with what you have planned. Key points. Set measurable goals. Be specific. Instead of vague goals, use clear, measurable targets like saving $10,000 in 2 years or losing 20 pounds in 6 months. Track your progress. Regularly update your progress using a notebook, app, or chart. This keeps you motivated by showing how far you've come. Break it down. Divide big goals into smaller, more manageable steps, like saving $417 monthly towards your $10,000 goal. Check in regularly. Regularly measure your progress and adjust if necessary to stay on track. Celebrate your wins. Recognize and reward yourself when you hit milestones, keeping your motivation high. Start measuring your progress today. Set a measurable goal, track it, and celebrate your journey. This simple practice can make all the difference in achieving your goals.
Here are 10 proven ways to get motivated to do anything and reach your goals. I have saved the best until last. Now, let's be honest, we all have those days when motivation is just lacking, and no matter what you try to do, you cannot get motivated. But don't worry, because these tips are going to help you find that motivation and get things done. So let's start. Tip 1, declutter your space. Let me begin with something that I know will immediately motivate you. When I sit down at a messy desk to start my workday, I get more distracted. And that is why I always make sure to clean up for a few minutes before or at the end of the day. Okay, I might just chuck it on the floor. No one is perfect. Do what you need to do. Believe me, a clean workspace and a clear mind. It is encouraging not to have to look for items that are buried under paperwork or to hunt for that elusive pen. Been there, done that. Tip 2, find a role model. Let's talk about finding a mentor. Now, I'm not saying you need to pay for one. Just find someone who's motivated and wants to motivate you, like, oh, I don't know, maybe someone like me? How kind of you to suggest. I'm here to cheer you on and keep you motivated. Seriously though, you don't always have to pay for a fancy mentor. A lot of the advice and motivation you're looking for is probably available for free on YouTube. There are plenty of people who have been through what you're going through and are more than happy to share their wisdom. I love watching these kinds of videos. It's like getting a pep talk on demand. So, if you're inspired by someone, let their journey become your inspiration. Use their success as fuel to push forward and make them your motivational accountability buddy. Tip 3, break tasks down. So, if you are anything like me and often feel buried under a to-do list that is never ending, break it down. When my list is long and never ending, I do one thing until it's done. Just one thing. I actually made a video about it. That's how game-changing this insight is. Multitasking is like trying to run across a busy road dodging traffic. Something bad will happen. But if you break it up and complete those tasks one at a time, you can get more done. Tip 4, listen to music. Music is one that will always put me into my zone, so listen to some music. Even when I simply need something a bit more mellow to help me get through the day or that energy boost, nothing wakes up my senses like music. Every mood I have playlists for, you see, because sometimes a girl just needs to blast out some tunes. Tip 5, discover something new about it. Ever find yourself stuck? Occasionally, finding a new thing you didn't know could be the catalyst to motivate yourself. When I learn a new tip or fact, I am much more motivated. All of a sudden, I am in the game and prepared to kill it. And really, who does not like to be the knowledge machine in a new round of virtual trivia? Tip 6, visualize success. Now, I want to get into one of my favorite hacks, visualization. No, not time to sleep, dear friend. Closing my eyes and visualizing that I already did the thing is one of the biggest wins. Seeing success feels so much more reachable. Tip 7, take care of yourself. Seriously, friends, eating well and exercising is like giving your body a tune-up. I can't stress this enough, a healthy body really does support a healthy mind. So, if you're feeling sluggish, check in with yourself. Are you fueling up with the right foods? Getting enough sleep? If you are tired, take a rest. Even a nap might help you get more motivated. And yes, chocolate counts as a food group in my world, but balance is key. Tip 8, go to the gym. I know it might sound strange, but going to the gym really boosts motivation. It's like giving yourself a shot of energy. As long as you don't overdo it, the happiness you get from a good workout can make you feel like you're on top of the world. Just remember to stretch and not to overdo it, because hobbling around like a penguin the next day is not a good look. Tip 9, make it fun. Now, this one's right up my street. Love fun. Whether it's turning tasks into a game or promising yourself a little treat afterward, finding joy in what you're doing makes it so much easier. Personally, I'm all about those mini rewards. Finish a big task. Boom, time for a snack break. Who says work can't be fun? Tip 10, reflect on past successes. I like to think back on what I did well each day and what could have gone even better. Reflecting on past wins is a great way to look back on life and think about what went well and even better if. It reminds you that you've already overcome challenges before, so there's no reason you can't do it again. Plus, who doesn't love a good walk down memory lane, especially when it's filled with your own awesomeness? This reflection can boost your confidence and remind you that you have what it takes to succeed. Bonus tip, celebrate every win, big or small. Yes, it's time to party like it's your birthday. Well, if it is, go ahead. But seriously, don't just lament on what's left to do. Focus on what you have achieved and how far you have come. Treat yourself to something you love, a piece of chocolate, a dance break, or even just a few minutes of relaxation. Celebrating your progress keeps the momentum going and reminds you that every step forward is a victory. So, give yourself some credit and keep pushing forward. And there you have it, 10 proven ways plus a bonus to get motivated and achieve your goals.
Start today or regret it tomorrow. The simple steps that will transform your future. Time flies. Have you ever noticed how quickly a year can pass by? One moment, you're thinking about a goal or dream, and before you know it, months or even years have gone by without making much progress. That's why it's so important to plan ahead, and more importantly, to take action now. Ever find yourself looking back and thinking, if only I had started sooner? It's a common feeling, but it doesn't have to be your reality. Let's think about something simple like saving money. Imagine you decide to put aside just $50 each month. At first, it might not seem like much, but over time, it adds up. After just 1 year, you'd have $600 saved up. If you save $50 each month in a simple interest account with a 3% annual interest rate, after 10 years, you would have approximately $6,892.50. Now think about what happens if you don't start saving. 10 years could pass, and you'd have nothing to show for it. It's easy to let time slip away if we don't take action now. The same idea applies to any goal you have. Maybe you want to start making YouTube videos, write a book, or learn a new skill. If you begin today, even by doing a little each day or each week, by the end of the year, you'll have made significant progress. Imagine this. If you create just one video or write one article each week, you'll have 52 pieces of content by the end of the year. But if you don't start now, a year will pass, and you'll have nothing to show for it. The difference between doing something small now and doing nothing at all is huge. I learned this firsthand. Last year, I set a goal to write one article a day. At first, it seemed like a lot, but I broke it down into small daily tasks. Some days I didn't feel like writing, and other days I had to catch up. But by sticking to my plan, I ended up with 365 articles by the end of the year. It wasn't always easy, but because I took action and kept my goal in sight, I was able to accomplish something big. The best part, seeing how those small daily efforts added up to something substantial. The key lesson here is that time is precious, and what we do today shapes our future. If we don't think ahead and start working toward our goals now, we might look back with regret, wishing we had taken those small steps when we had the chance. Don't let that happen to you. So what's something you've been thinking about doing? Just a quick message. Please support this channel by giving this video a like. Thank you. Let's continue. Whether it's saving money, starting a new project, or learning something new, start today. Take that first step. It might seem small now, but over time it will add up to something significant. Don't let another year pass by with nothing to show for it. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today. You've got this, so why not start right now?
Happy mind, happy life. You know, life's kind of like a never-ending obstacle course. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it feels like you're wading through quicksand with a broken paddle. And when you're in that quicksand, sinking fast, it can be tempting to just throw your hands up and say, "You know what? I'm done. Quicksand, take me now." But hold on a second. Let's channel our inner honey badger and get things done. You've heard of the honey badger, right? No? Well, let me tell you about this creature of perseverance, vengeance, and downright we rule the world stuff. This creature is the hero, the god of the animal kingdom. It does not put up with anything and has zero tolerance for those who get in its way. It makes sure to get things done. Did you know honey badgers have thick, rubbery skin that lets them fight back even while being grabbed? That's right. They can twist around and bite their attacker thanks to their flexible skin. Plus, they've got sharp teeth and can eat a whole tortoise. And they'll even raid beehives for bee larvae, stomach unbothered by the stings or whatever else they devour. Snakes, scorpions, and even corpses, nothing phases them. They'll even build up a resistance to venom after snacking on a few scorpions. A snake bite? No worries, it'll take a nap, shake it off, and come back stronger. Lions lurking in the dark or daylight? No problem, it'll find a way to escape. Just a quick message. Please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Let's continue. Honey badgers tolerate snake venom and keep going as if nothing happened. Setback after setback, this creature does not falter. It's just another day at the busy office, and it will bounce back no matter what. Honey badger doesn't care. It's just badass. Honey badger's got things to do, and it won't let any snake, lion, bad weather, noisy neighbor, or co-worker get in its way. The honey badger is just one badass animal, fierce and straightforward. Yes, today we are the honey badger. Honey badger doesn't care. But if you get bit by a snake, I beg you, go to the hospital. You can't sleep that off. And no, you cannot fight a lion. But you can be braver and stronger than you think. You can look at the brighter side and direct your energy toward things that bring you joy. I forgot, did I mention their smell? Honey badgers release a strong, skunk-like odor that makes most animals think twice about messing with them. Maybe you could try that next time you're in a tough spot. No, wait, don't, stop, not that kind of smelly defense. I was kidding. Please, no need to clear the room. Honey badgers are smart, resourceful enough to use tools like sticks to escape traps. You can't even capture a honey badger because they're relentless escape artists. Honey badger doesn't care. It's just badass. No point spending the evening talking and crying over a bad day. Honey badger, you've got side hustles to run and fun things to do. Be the honey badger that you are. It's small, fierce, and has zero time for nonsense. Snake bite? No biggie. Lions lurking? Please. Setbacks? Just another day at the office. The honey badger doesn't care, and neither should you. Because here's the thing. Life is going to throw snakes, lions, and who knows what else at you. And you've got two choices. You can let them bite you and back down, or you can shake it off like the honey badger and get back to work. Let's be real. Setbacks happen to all of us. We trip, we fall, sometimes flat on our faces, and yeah, it hurts. But that's not where your story ends, not even close. Take a page from the honey badger's book. When life bites, you bite back. Keep moving forward, even if it feels like you're crawling sometimes. So next time you're facing a challenge, just think. WWHD, what would the honey badger do? It wouldn't sit around and mope, I'll tell you that much. It'd get up, dust itself off, and keep going, claws out, determined to win. It would get things done. Now take a moment to comment below. Let me know, what's your honey badger moment? What's that one time you faced something that could have knocked you down, but you kept going? I want to hear your stories. And hey, who knows? Maybe we can start a whole honey badger revolution together. Stay fierce, stay resilient, and never, ever stop.
Happy mind, happy life. Ever feel like life is giving you more than you can manage? Like you're staring down a task that seems way too big? I've been there. Whether it's at work, in your personal life, or trying to stick to a New Year's resolution that's already faded, we've all had those "this is too much" moments. But today I have something that might flip how you see tough situations. And if you're already intrigued, now's the perfect time to give me a thumbs up. I'll wait. Got it? Great. Let's keep going. The other day I was minding my own business on Google when I saw a doodle of two birds. Yeah, two birds. I know, not life-changing, right? But these weren't just any birds. They were playing wheelchair tennis in a Parisian garden. Yep, you heard that right. Birds in wheelchairs playing tennis. Now, if you're wondering how two cartoon birds can teach us about life, stick with me, because behind that cute little doodle, there's a big lesson. It's a reminder of resilience. No matter what life throws at you, whether it's a tennis ball or a curveball, you can smash it back. That doodle was celebrating the Paralympic Games, a powerhouse event where athletes face huge physical challenges but refuse to be defined by them. Let me tell you more about that. The Paralympics first took place in 1960 in Rome, Italy. It was created to give athletes with disabilities a platform to compete at the highest level. It all started after World War II. A doctor named Ludwig Guttmann began organizing sporting events for soldiers recovering from spinal injuries. Think about that for a second. People who had faced unimaginable obstacles coming together to push their bodies and minds to the limit. That's how the Paralympics began. It shows us that no matter the circumstances, no matter how tough life gets, you can rise above it. Now, speaking of challenges, the original Olympics weren't exactly a cakewalk either. The first modern Olympic Games were held back in 1896 in Athens, Greece. It was all thanks to a Frenchman named Pierre de Coubertin. He thought, hey, wouldn't it be great to revive an ancient tradition? And so the modern Olympics were born. He believed that sports could unite nations and make the world a better place. But here's the thing, whether we're talking about athletes competing for gold or just trying to get through Monday, we all face challenges that feel tough. It's not about the size of the challenge, it's about how we approach it. Let's be honest, Paralympic athletes are incredible. They've trained for years to overcome obstacles that would make most of us say, you know what, I'm good. But here's where the magic happens. When things are at their hardest, that's when they dig deep. They keep pushing, keep showing up, and their victory comes not just from winning medals, but from not giving up. Now, I know not all of us are training for international glory. For me, learning to ice skate was a struggle. Oh yeah, imagine arms flailing, legs wobbling, and the occasional graceful fall. Week after week, I got out there feeling awkward and looking ridiculous. But slowly, I started to get better. The same thing happened when I learned to drive. After failing twice, I wasn't sure that the third time was going to be the charm. But on attempt number 3, I passed the test. I'm pretty sure the instructor wasn't just being generous. But that's life, right? We all face our own little battles. Maybe for you, it's staying focused through an endless Zoom meeting or dealing with a Wi-Fi connection that's more unpredictable than your Monday mood. Whatever it is, resilience is built the same way. You show up, you learn, you fall hopefully without too many people watching, and you get stronger. Next time you're facing a challenge, whether it's a work project that feels like pushing a boulder uphill or trying not to hit snooze on your alarm for the 3rd time, think about those Paralympic athletes. Think about those cartoon birds in wheelchairs zipping around the tennis court like champs. It's not about how impossible the challenge feels. It's about how you respond. That's where the strength is. Everyone's challenges look different, but they all matter. Your struggles are part of your story. And just like those athletes, you've got the strength to overcome them. So when you're feeling like throwing in the towel, picture those birds. Think of their determination as they chase that tennis ball and remind yourself you've got the drive. Don't let tough times define you. It's how you face them that makes you stronger. Keep pushing, keep showing up, and keep proving to yourself that you're tougher than any challenge life throws at you. Before you set your next big goal, ask yourself this. Are you setting yourself up for success or frustration? Will you crush it, or will your dreams do the crushing? Today, let's chat about what makes a goal actually achievable, because this could be the difference between high-fiving your future self or watching your dreams wave goodbye. You might think you're aiming for the stars, but if your goals are more fantasy than feasible, you're in for a bumpy ride. So let's look at setting goals that actually stick. For those of you who've been following my videos, you know I'm all about the SMART goals framework. If you're not familiar, no worries, stick with me, and be sure to check out my other video that explains it in the description. Today we're zooming in on the A in SMART achievable. Here's a little story from my own experience. When I first started my property company, I was so eager that I set an ambitious goal to acquire 7 properties in a year. Yeah, you heard that right, 7. It sounded thrilling, but let's be honest, it wasn't achievable given my circumstances. I quickly realized that this goal was unrealistic and overwhelming. So I scaled back and focused on acquiring just 2 properties that year while building the infrastructure to grow later. Okay, I only managed to get 1. But hey, sometimes you've got to be honest with yourself, and I was pretty happy with that one. This approach lines up perfectly with the advice in James Clear's Atomic Habits, where he emphasizes starting small and making step-by-step progress. Clear explains how focusing on tiny, achievable steps can lead to significant long-term results. This helped me shift my mindset from property millionaire overnight to slow and steady wins the race. Just a quick message, please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you, let's continue. Now, let's talk about getting fit. In the last year, I've tried my best to eat healthier and hit the gym. But let me tell you, I was a bit unrealistic at first, thinking I could go for an hour every day. Yeah, that was a joke, like I don't work and have to deal with issues every day. After a day of dealing with clients, housing issues, and trying to write, some days I just didn't have the energy. And you know what? That's okay. I decided it was okay because trying to do too much was just too much. What I found more achievable was exercising for 30 minutes 3 times a week. This smaller commitment was something I could stick to consistently. The key here is to set goals that fit into your current lifestyle, allowing you to build positive habits without overwhelming yourself. Saving money? Oh, I had big dreams there too. I thought I'll save $1,000 a month on top of my other savings and investments. But surprise, surprise, most months I'd be raiding that stash because, well, life happens and I'd run out of cash. My savings plan turned out to be more of a wish list. So after feeling like a financial failure, I had to get real. I dialed it back to a more achievable $200 a month. That was achievable. And honestly, I thought, you know what, even if I managed to put away just $10 a month, that's still a win. It's a start. The key is building the habit, not going broke trying to save everything at once. It might not sound like much, but this goal was realistic and actually worked with the financial ups and downs of being self-employed. Over time, it let me build up a nice little cushion without the stress of trying to save thousands quickly. And let's not forget about food. I know takeout is convenient, especially when you're busy and on the go, but for those of you who rely on it a little too much, maybe it's time to consider scaling back and cooking more at home. Not only will you know exactly what's going into your meal, but you'll also save some cash in the process. So let's shift to health and wellness. Have you found yourself relying on takeout because your schedule is packed with meetings, work, and everything else life throws at you? You might start with the best intentions, like deciding to cook dinner every night, but after a few exhausting days, reality sets in and you realize that's not going to happen. And that takeaway just seems so tempting. I know. Instead, aim for a more achievable goal, like cooking dinner at home 4 nights a week. Yep, just 4 times a week. Come on, you know you can do that. It will still move you closer to healthier eating habits, and trust me, it's doable. The key is recognizing when your goals are too demanding and scaling them back to something that fits into your life. Finally, let's talk about learning new skills. For me, it is writing. I love writing, but I was trying to improve and get quicker at it. At one point, I set a goal to write 2 chapters of a book every week, thinking I could squeeze it in. But I quickly realized that wasn't feasible, so I scaled back my goal to writing for 15 minutes a day. That was achievable. It might seem like a small step, but those 15 minutes added up, and I made consistent progress. This taught me that even modest, achievable goals can lead to significant results over time. So, if you're trying to learn something new, studying consistently for 15 to 30 minutes a day can really move you forward without burning you out. So, let's be crystal clear about what an achievable goal is and realistic goals. An achievable goal, like studying for 30 minutes a day for a course, is something you can start doing right now based on your current situation. A realistic goal, like completing the entire course within 3 months, requires more time and fits into your bigger picture. By breaking down those big dreams into bite-sized, achievable steps, you're setting yourself up for success.
How to be successful without sacrificing your happiness. I know. Some days you just don't feel happy, and nothing seems to make it any better. It's like no matter what you do, the day is just off, and there's nothing you can do but wait it out and hope for a better tomorrow. Some things in life are just upsetting and we have to deal with them. But if we take the attitude that tomorrow will bring a brighter day, then surely that can help. For me, I just love to be happy. What activity that you do makes you happy? Drop it in the comments. I try not to let those sad days take over my life. I suppose I'm fortunate not to have too many sad days, and I understand that those who are clinically depressed may have many days when they feel down. But today, let's take a look at whether we can actually help ourselves be happier and more content. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about happiness, what it is, how to measure it, and most importantly, how to cultivate more of it in our lives. We all have those tough days, but by the end of this video, you'll have some actionable tips to help you boost your happiness, even on the days when it feels impossible. So stick around because this is one conversation you don't want to miss. Just a quick message. Please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Let's continue. Let me start by sharing a story. My nan always says that happiness brings sorrow. For me, it always seems such a strange thing to say, not hopeful at all. My gran would usually say this to my brother, who was always full of energy, running around, getting into trouble, and inevitably hurting himself or breaking something. Every time he got too excited, it seemed like trouble was just around the corner. Her point was that life has a way of balancing out our happiness with moments of challenge. But here's a question. Does it have to be that way? Is happiness really something so fleeting that we can't hold on to it? Or is there something more we can do to make it last? Let's explore this. Did you know that happiness and success are closely linked? There's a concept called positive affect that suggests when we're happy, when we experience joy, enthusiasm, and contentment, we're actually setting ourselves up for success. It's almost like happiness is our wellness boost, making everything in life just a little bit easier. But here's the thing. Happiness is subjective. What makes me happy might not work for you. Measuring happiness can be tricky because it's so personal. That's where the subjective happiness scale, or AHS, comes in. It's a tool that helps you gauge your happiness level based on your own feelings and experiences. Okay, I know, not a perfect tool, but give it a go. What score did you get? See the link for the tool below in the description. Well, studies show that happier people tend to lead more fulfilling lives. They have stronger relationships, greater success in their careers, and they even live longer. So if you're aiming for a long, happy life, it's worth taking a moment to measure your own happiness. When I left the job I didn't like, even though I was making less money, I found myself much happier because my time was finally my own. I could decide when I wanted to take a break and what hours were best for me to work. Honestly, even on days when I wasn't feeling well, I stayed in my pajamas and still worked on my projects from home. That's how committed I was to my own work and goals. As I write this now for YouTube, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I know I'm an early riser. I genuinely enjoy what I do, and I'm grateful to have a life where I can dictate my own schedule. But it wasn't always like this for me, and I understand that some of you might be in a different situation right now. What I'm saying is, work towards what you want. Set a goal and a timeline. It will make you feel much more in control of your life. Sometimes we find ourselves in relationships or work situations that don't make us happy. But what if we made a plan to change that, to create opportunities elsewhere? This could be a great way to increase our happiness. Even if you're not in the place you want to be right now, you can look forward to new experiences and situations. When I was in a job I didn't enjoy, I made sure to engage in activities on the weekends that I loved. For those of you that do not know, I love ice skating. This helped me cope with the job while I was in it. I also took the time to develop new skills, which eventually allowed me to transition into a different job, or as I've done now, become self-employed. You don't have to accept your situation as permanent, but you can make active plans to change it. While you're still in a job you don't like, try to make the best of it and stay positive. If you're actively working towards leaving, it will happen, as long as you consistently take steps to make that change. Don't get discouraged and don't let others bring you down. Often, people who make life miserable for others are unhappy themselves and take some pleasure in spreading that misery. Stay away from those people and focus on what you need to do to remove yourself from situations that don't make you happy. Remember, you need to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. I took the SHS test myself and my score was 5.5. According to the scale, if you score below 5.6 as an adult, you're considered less happy than the average person. If you're above 5.6, you're happier than most. But even if your score is on the lower side, there are things you can do to boost it. See the link in the description if you want to try it. So how can you actually increase your happiness? Let's get into some practical tips that you can start using today. First, let's talk about gratitude. Practicing gratitude has been shown to significantly increase happiness and well-being. It's simple. Just write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. This habit shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. And over time, it can completely change your outlook on life. Another tip is something more lighthearted: laughter. Watch some funny videos. Spend time with friends who make you laugh, or find humor in everyday situations. Laughter is a quick way to boost your mood, and it really is the best medicine. Now let's break down the types of happiness. There's hedonic happiness, which is all about pleasure and enjoyment. Think of the joy you get from eating your favorite dessert or watching a hilarious movie. It's that quick feel-good rush we all love, but it's fleeting. Then there's eudaimonic happiness. This type comes from a sense of purpose and meaning in life. It's about engaging in activities you value and goals you want to meet, like volunteering, working towards a personal mission, or simply being kind to others. Eudaimonic happiness is more enduring and fulfilling. It's like the difference between a sugar rush and a balanced, nutritious meal. It sustains you longer. So how can you cultivate more of this deeper form of happiness? Start by identifying what really matters to you. What are your core values? What are your long-term goals? Once you have a clear picture of these, find ways to incorporate them into your daily life. This could mean volunteering for a cause you care about, setting personal goals, or simply being more intentional with your time. Now here's something you can do right now. Start a happiness journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, 1 small thing you did that made you happy, and 1 goal or value you want to focus on. This simple practice can have a profound effect on your overall happiness. Alternatively, you could start a journal that's not just about happiness, but about expressing your true thoughts and emotions. Journaling is a powerful tool because it allows you to release thoughts and feelings that might otherwise remain bottled up, providing emotional relief. By putting your worries and concerns into words, you can reduce the stress they cause, helping to clear your mind of emotional clutter. In her book, The Artist's Way, Julia Cameron introduces the concept of morning pages, which are daily journal entries designed to help people clear their minds and tap into their creativity. This practice is widely regarded as beneficial for mental clarity and emotional release. By regularly writing down your thoughts and emotions, you can gain greater self-awareness, which can lead to personal growth and a deeper sense of peace and happiness. Over time, you'll find yourself more in tune with your emotions and better equipped to handle life's challenges, ultimately fostering a more positive outlook on life. When you write, don't censor yourself. Just let the words flow. Write whatever comes to mind and keep going. This process can unlock ideas and thoughts you didn't even know you had. Give it a try and see how it works for you. You don't have to show it to anyone. This can be a journal just for you. Or if you prefer, you can share it online under a pseudonym. It doesn't have to take much time, and you can do it online, in a journal, or on your phone. You could even join a writing platform, where you can share your thoughts and receive support and appreciation from a welcoming community. If you prefer to stay anonymous, you can use a pseudonym. This can help you express yourself more freely and feel connected to others. You might even find people who share similar experiences, providing you with a supportive network. And remember, happiness doesn't have to be some grand, elusive goal. It can be found in the simplest things, like a hot cup of tea on a cold day, a smile from a stranger, or even just taking a moment to breathe and appreciate the present. There's a verse in the book of Proverbs that says, "A merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones." It's a powerful reminder that happiness isn't just a luxury. It's essential for our well-being. So if happiness is so important, why don't we take better care of it? We should treat our happiness with the same importance we give to our health. Think about it. We take time off when we're sick, but why can't we take time off to be happy? Why do we wait until we're at our breaking point to finally take a break? I believe happy days are essential. They're not just a luxury, but a necessary part of taking care of ourselves. Don't you agree? Mental health. It's like that invisible VIP guest who should be at every party but often gets left off the guest list. Just because it's not always recognized in the workplace doesn't mean it's not a big deal. In fact, it's kind of a huge deal. Take this, for example. When I worked for the government, they introduced something called a duvet day. Now, before you imagine everyone snuggled up in bed watching Netflix, let me explain. People were calling in sick at least once a week. Not because they had the flu, but because they just couldn't deal with work. You know, those days when getting out of bed feels like climbing Everest? So the government got clever and said, hey, why not give folks a break? Enter the duvet day. You got one unplanned day off a month, no questions asked. It's like a get-out-of-work-free card. Sure, it came out of your leave. But the beauty was you didn't have to plan it in advance. Just wake up, decide you need it, and boom, instant mental health day. So what's the takeaway here? Happiness and success are more connected than you might think. By practicing gratitude, focusing on meaningful activities, and finding joy in the small things, you can increase your happiness and, in turn, your success in life. Before we wrap up, don't forget to take the happiness test. I've left the link in the description. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's make this journey to happiness together, one step at a time. Remember, you can change your life. Thanks for watching, and here's to living a happier, more fulfilling life. Catch you in the next one. May our words be friends. Do share your stories about how you are going to make yourself happier. Stay happy, everyone. Here's a summary of this video. To be successful without sacrificing your happiness, it's essential to prioritize your well-being and align your goals with what truly matters to you. Start by practicing gratitude daily, which can help shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. Recognize the importance of both hedonic happiness, finding joy in small pleasures, and eudaimonic happiness, engaging in meaningful, purpose-driven activities. Set clear goals and timelines to take control of your life, and make active plans to change situations that don't bring you joy, such as leaving a job you dislike. While working towards these changes, stay positive and avoid negative influences that can drain your energy. By focusing on what makes you happy and taking care of your mental health, you can achieve success in a way that enhances your overall well-being, rather than detracting from it. Success and happiness can go hand in hand when you make intentional choices to balance both in your life. Feel like giving up? 7 easy steps to reach your goal. Life can be tough, but your dreams are still within reach. Think of it as a long journey, one that requires patience, effort, and perseverance. The good news? You've got what it takes. Perseverance is the key. Perseverance helps you to keep going, even when things get difficult. It's what makes the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. But why is it so hard to keep going sometimes? Life can be messy. You never know what might be coming your way. So let's put on our perseverance mindset and show life that you are in control. You've got this. Know when to move on. Sometimes, no matter how hard we try, things just don't work out. If you've been putting in the effort for a long time and not seeing progress, it might be time to try something new. Sometimes we need to change paths to find success. That is just life. Years ago, I started a greeting card business. I worked hard for many years, but the market was saturated. Despite my efforts, it became clear that this wasn't the right path for me. Eventually, I decided to move on and explore other opportunities. Some things just aren't meant to be, and that's okay. While the greeting card industry might have worked for someone else, I realized it wasn't my passion. Funny how things you love, you soon start to hate. It's important to recognize when it's time to change direction. Give your efforts a fair chance, but if it's not working out, don't be afraid to explore other paths. I didn't just walk away immediately. I gave it 1 year, setting specific milestones along the way. Each time I didn't meet a milestone, I reassessed my approach. But by the end of that year, it became clear that this path wasn't right for me. So my point is, don't just give up without a plan. Set clear goals and milestones and use them to guide your decision. Only after you've given it a fair shot should you decide whether to continue or move on. Start small, build big. Success doesn't happen overnight. Just like you can't wake up one day and run a 10K. Well, you could, but you'd probably end up calling for a cab by mile 2. You should start small and gradually build endurance and strength. For example, when I first started selling handmade items online, I thought it would be an easy way to make money. I invested 5 years into it, but despite my efforts, I made very little profit. I tried different strategies and put in a lot of work, but eventually I realized that it just wasn't the right path for me. Instead of continuing down a road that wasn't leading to success, I decided to let it go and explore other opportunities that aligned better with my skills and passions. This experience taught me that it's okay to start small and test the waters, but it's also important to recognize when it's time to change direction and try something new. The key is to build gradually and be willing to change direction if needed. Ready to change direction. Sometimes we get stuck doing the same thing over and over, even when it's not working. Like ordering bad food from the same place, hoping it will get better. But it never does. If plan A doesn't work, don't worry. There are 25 more letters in the alphabet. Don't be afraid to try different things and take risks. Making changes can bring new chances and better results. How to build perseverance. According to Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, you can build perseverance by surrounding yourself with supportive people. We all have different kinds of friends. Some who make us laugh, some who are great for a night out, and some who offer a listening ear when we need it. The key is to recognize that different friends bring different strengths to your life. At any given time, you might need a specific kind of support. Whether it's someone to cheer you on, someone to have fun with, give financial support, or someone to simply listen to you. I'm not saying you should go out and find a friend for every situation, though that would be nice. Remember, even Batman needed Robin, so find your Robin, or your Alfred, because snacks and advice are always a good combination. So it is important to understand that not everyone can support you in the same way. Don't be too hard on friends who don't seem to be offering the support you expect. They might be helping you in ways you didn't realize, like being there when you need a break or offering a good laugh when you need it most. Appreciate your friends, colleagues, and acquaintances for what they bring to your life, and know that support can come in many forms. Just a quick message. Please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Let's continue. Taking it step by step. Most things in life are harder than they seem at first. They take time, patience, and effort. If you approach challenges with the understanding that the road won't always be smooth, and if you take time to celebrate your small wins along the way, the journey will feel less stressful. It's easy to think something is easy just because others make it look that way. But often, those people have spent years working to get where they are. For example, it took me 4 years before I could leave my job and work for myself. Sure, I could have quit after 6 months, but I would have struggled to pay bills and put food on the table. Remember, most overnight successes are actually the result of many years of hard work. We only see the final result, not the countless hours of effort behind it. Whether it's earning a certification, winning a gold medal, building a successful business, or even achieving a high salary, these things take time and dedication. A great book that supports this idea is The Compound Effect: Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success by Darren Hardy. This book emphasizes how small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time. It reinforces the notion that long-term success comes from taking steady steps rather than expecting immediate results. Many people aren't willing to put in the necessary effort, which is why they give up. But if you're willing to stick with it and keep pushing forward, you're already doing what only a small percentage of people are prepared to do. While maybe 80% might quit, the remaining 20%, those who keep going, are the ones who ultimately reap the rewards. Be part of that 20% and your efforts will pay off. Having a growth mindset. Don't see failures as the end. See them as opportunities to learn and grow. Ask for help. Take feedback positively and keep improving. I've seen people at work struggle when things don't go as planned. They might get discouraged, feel down, and even become less productive. But it's important to remember that we're all human, and everyone makes mistakes. The key is to view these moments not as failures, but as opportunities to learn and grow. Focus on what went well and ask yourself, what could be even better? This way you'll see every experience as a chance to learn and grow, always striving to improve. Having a growth mindset means growing from these experiences. Don't let others hold you back or let negative thoughts take over. Keep moving forward as best as you can. It's about enjoying life while staying mindful and present, understanding that mistakes will happen, but each one is a chance to develop and improve. This idea is supported by Carol S. Dweck's book, Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. In her book, Dweck explains how a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work, leads to greater success and resilience. By embracing challenges and learning from failures, you can continue to grow and achieve your goals. Practicing deliberately. Set specific goals and work hard to improve your skills. For example, if you want to become a better writer, write a little every day and focus on improving 1 or 2 aspects of your writing. The saying goes, practice makes perfect. If you want to excel at something, you need to practice regularly, ideally every day, or at least 3 times a week. Commitment is key. When I was trying to improve my writing, I made it a habit to write every day. I kept a journal and found a platform where I could write and interact with others. The fact that I was paid for my writing was also a great incentive. Who doesn't like to be rewarded for their time and effort? It's important to remember that very few people succeed on raw talent alone. I once had a student who was naturally gifted in math, but I also had another student who struggled with the subject. Despite both receiving the same coaching, the student who initially struggled eventually excelled and surpassed the naturally talented one. Why? Because this student was determined to succeed. They studied diligently, practicing a little each day, working on past exam papers, and focusing on areas they found challenging. They put in the effort, and it paid off, while the other student relied too much on natural ability and didn't progress as much. This idea is echoed in Peak Secrets from the New Science of Expertise by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. The book explores the concept of deliberate practice, focused, consistent effort aimed at improvement. It emphasizes that greatness is not born, but made through dedicated practice, persistence, and a commitment to continuous learning. The student who worked hard every day to improve in math embodies this principle, showing that with deliberate practice, anyone can achieve excellence. Finding your purpose. Knowing why you're doing something helps you stay motivated. Whether it's getting fit or pursuing a passion, remind yourself why it matters to you. Whatever your reason for doing something, you need to identify what it is. It could be monetary rewards, the satisfaction of fitting into a new outfit, or the achievement of getting promoted. If you don't know your purpose, it can be hard to keep going because it may feel pointless. Without a purpose, many people won't bother. So find a purpose or create one. Your purpose is like Wi-Fi. If you don't know the password, you'll just keep wandering around until you find a connection. This will drive you to keep going. When I was writing, my purpose was to eventually write a book. I'm in the middle of doing that now. I was motivated to keep going because I wanted to produce a book that was good and enjoyable for readers. I believed that writing every day was improving my skills, so for me, that was my purpose. I also found ways to monetize my writing, which served as an additional incentive. After all, who doesn't like to see money flowing into their bank account? It's inspiring to see how others have overcome adversity. Here are 3 incredible women who succeeded despite the challenges they faced. Madam C.J. Walker became the first self-made female millionaire in America by overcoming poverty and discrimination to build a successful hair care business. Temple Grandin learned to manage her autism and became an expert in animal behavior and a leading voice in autism awareness. Malala Yousafzai survived an assassination attempt and continues to fight for girls' education, becoming a global symbol of hope. These women faced huge challenges but never gave up. They remind us that with determination and perseverance, we can achieve great things. Keep pushing forward. Remember, perseverance is the key to success. So let's keep going, step by step, and see where our hard work takes us. Life may throw challenges our way, but we can handle them. Now let's go out there and conquer the world, starting with the internet. Key takeaways to fuel your journey. Why perseverance matters. This summary highlights the essential steps and mindset shifts you'll need to keep pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. It's a reminder that with determination, adaptability, and the right support, your dreams are within reach. Keep these points in mind as you continue your journey toward success. Here's a bullet point summary of this video. Perseverance is your key to success. Keep going even when things get tough. It's the key to achieving your dreams. Know when to change direction. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to try a new path. 3. Start small, build big. Success takes time. Focus on small, consistent steps. 1. Surround yourself with support. Different friends bring different strengths. Appreciate the support they offer. 2. Embrace a growth mindset. Learn from failures and see them as opportunities to grow. 3. Practice deliberately. Set specific goals and work consistently to improve your skills. 1. Find your purpose. Knowing your why keeps you motivated and driven. 2. Inspiration from strong women. Stories of women who overcame adversity remind us that with perseverance, anything is possible. 3. Keep going. Life's challenges are inevitable, but with perseverance, you can conquer them and achieve great things. Here are 7 simple ways to keep going and reach your goals. Start small, build big. Start with small, easy steps and slowly build your strength and skills over time. Set clear goals and milestones. Make clear goals and milestones to help you track your progress and check in on how you're doing. Be ready to change direction. If you're stuck doing something that's not working, don't be afraid to try something new and go in a different direction. Surround yourself with supportive people. Find friends, family, or mentors who can support you and cheer you on when you need it. Embrace a growth mindset. Focus on what went well and ask yourself, what could be even better? This way, you'll see every experience as a chance to learn and grow, always striving to improve. Let's try not to use the word mistake or wrong. Practice regularly. Keep practicing regularly, focusing on getting better in specific areas to become really good at what you do. Lastly, find your purpose. Know why you're doing something to stay motivated, even when things get tough. Now it's your turn. Take action. Reflect on your goals. Take a few minutes to think about one goal you've been struggling with. What small step can you take today to move closer to achieving it? Embrace the growth mindset. Identify one recent challenge or setback you've faced. Write down what you learned from it and how you can use that lesson to improve. Share your journey. Leave a comment below, sharing your biggest takeaway from this video or a goal you're working on. Let's support each other on this journey. Keep the momentum going. Commit to taking one deliberate action each day for the next week, whether it's practicing a skill, reaching out for support, or making progress on your goals. Ever feel like you're doing all the heavy lifting in your relationship while your partner's just cruising along? It's kind of like when you're on a treadmill, and suddenly the automatic workout cranks the incline from 2 to 6, and you're like, what? Yeah, that happened to me this morning. But I digress. Let's get back to it. Your partner's lack of support can be so frustrating. I hear you. What if I told you this could be silently wrecking not just your relationship but your finances too? Maybe you've started a small side hustle and it's taking off, but guess what? You're the one doing all the work. You're practically living between emails and calls. Heck, if you could, you'd be showering while replying to emails. So when's that relaxing bath happening? No time soon, right? No time to have a relaxing bath. Just a quick message. Please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Let's continue. Now, why are they leaving you to struggle while you work hard to make things happen? They might simply ignore what you're doing, and guess what? By doing so, they avoid feeling your pain. No connection, no pain, right? Meanwhile, you're under a lot of stress, trying to make your business a success. Or maybe you're working hard to save up for a house or some other big-ticket item. Plus, you have to continue with day-to-day life. Pressure, right? Perhaps you've decided to pursue a higher qualification to improve your prospects. But here's the thing. Some just don't get it. Maybe they don't agree with what you're doing, so they decide to opt out. I know, it's like some kind of free pass. But guess what? There's no opting out. We're in this together. Maybe they are just so laid back. They are happy with their lot and cannot see that you want more from your life. This can happen, since they're not in the trenches with you, battling the endless tasks you have to do. They might be missing in action when things need to be done. Anyway, in your exasperated state, you're silently screaming for help and you start to sing Adele's song, Hello, Hello from the Outside. At least I can say that I've tried. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, hold the singing. But your silence is misunderstood or ignored. Meanwhile, you're thinking, hello, a little help over here? They might not realize how much effort you're putting in because they're not experiencing it like you are. You make it look easy, but you're giving it your all. And while you're focused on your big dreams, they might feel like they're playing second fiddle. Or worse, they might even feel a little green with envy. Ah, the green-eyed monster. Not a great friend, and let me tell you, green-eyed monster is pretty ugly. But here's the thing. Maybe your partner does care. They just might not realize what's really going on. Starting a new side hustle, returning to study, or saving up for something important takes a lot of discipline, time, and energy. Your partner might see you pouring all your time into this and think, what about me? Or they might believe their goals are on a different track, so they just do their own thing. But let's face it, no one can do it all alone. We've got to work together to make things happen. So, how do you get on the same page? It's time for a real heart-to-heart and stare them out. Just kidding. No need to give the evil eye. Well, maybe just for a few seconds, just to make you feel better. Go on, I won't tell. Sit down nicely with your partner and have an open conversation. Change the scenery, leave the home, and go and chat. Be clear about what you both need to do to make it work. Ask them how they can pitch in, and work together to figure it out. Share your goals and aspirations with each other. You might discover something new. Then, create a clear plan for how you can support each other. This is where things start to click. When you work as a team, suddenly everything feels a lot lighter. Teamwork makes the dream work, after all. Without it, carrying all that responsibility on your own can feel like you're stranded in the wilderness with no water, and worst of all, no chocolate. It's like the world is just coming to an end. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I do love chocolate. Be careful. After your heart-to-heart, you might find that in the beginning, they are really supportive. But as time goes on, they revert to their old ways. So it's important to have regular meetings. I know, meetings sound so formal, right? But they'll help ensure that things get done. For example, you could meet every Thursday to discuss how the week went and how both of you felt. It's not exactly a date night, but it's definitely a get stuff done night. Give each other time to think and talk. Don't be like me, constantly butting in. I'm working on it, I promise, I'll do better. If things get heated and both parties are upset, take a break and come back to it another day. The point is, there's no need for anyone to be jealous if they are secure and happy in a relationship. You are both in it together and working towards financial security. One day, 1 year, 1 decade at a time. While you might think jealousy is at the root of the problem, there's no point going on and on about them being jealous. We all get jealous sometimes. It's just part of being human. But instead of letting it drive you apart, why not use it to bring you closer together? Let your partner know you're in this together, that no one's more special than the other, and that you both need to pull your weight to reach your goals. In the end, it's all about talking and working as a team. Face the challenges together, and you'll see your relationship grow stronger, and your goals will feel that much closer. So, are you ready to deal head-on with this jealousy and start working side by side? Go ahead, have that conversation today, and watch how things start to fall into place when you're really in it together. Please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more great content. Thank you. Have a fabulous day.